Greetings, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. Jan Michael here. Well, it's been one heck of a long ride, but it's finally time for my final Oscar predictions. Before the nominees come out. Look, because this is my final video before we get those nominations, it's gonna be a little bit different. I'm not actually going to go into detail with what I think is going to win. You have my other videos for that, plus the one down the road for my final prediction, so keep a lookout for those. Today's is really just going to be about what I think is actually going to get in. I may talk a little detail on why I'm choosing what I choose, but apart from that, I want this to be a quicker video. It shouldn't be as long as the other ones. Second thing is, you most likely have already seen what the BAFTA nominations have been. I, however, have not. These take a while to edit, so unfortunately I had to record this before I actually got to see those nominations, so you might have a little bit more insight than I do at my current time. So please keep that in mind while I'm going through these nominations. There might be something shocking that might have changed my mind, but oh well, that's just the nature of things. So with those two things out of the way, let's just go ahead and get started. Okay, let's get started with Best Picture. I'm actually just going to be placing these in alphabetical order. I'm not ranking them based on what I think is going to win versus what is least likely to win, so don't take the placement too seriously here. Again, just alphabetized. And with that being said, my nominations are Belfast, Coda, Don't Look Up, Drive My Car, Dune, King Richard, Licorice Pizza, The Power of the Dog, Tick Tick Boom, West Side Story. Now, the one that really does stick out to everyone at the moment is no doubt Drive My Car. It really hasn't been getting picture in terms of the big awards, so you might think that this is a dumb move, and no doubt if you want to play it smarter, you should probably have either Being the Ricardos or House of Gucci on there. So it's really a toss-up between those two. Those two are really the ones that are surprising the most people. So you want to play it smart, choose one of those two. For me, however, I do like to take risks here and there and put something that could very well surprise. And for me, it's Drive My Car. I mean, for the last couple of years, actually, you've had the international director getting in, and you've had sometimes even the movies getting into Best Picture. So who is to say that last year, when another round got in for director, that if there were 10 nominees for Best Picture, that it wouldn't have gotten in there? There's no way to know, right? So maybe this is the year that we actually see that take hold. So I am going to include it here. I am a little bit of a gambling man in that regard, so again, you want to play it smart, choose one of the other two. Me, I like a little bit of surprise, otherwise this video is just going to be boring. For director, my nominees are Kenneth Branagh for Belfast, Jane Campion for The Power of the Dog, Ryosuke Hamaguchi for Drive My Car, Steven Spielberg for West Side Story, Denis Villeneuve for Dune. Once again, a lot of these are probably on your predictions as well. The standout probably being Hamaguchi. I don't know how many of you have him on your predictions, but again, if we're kind of going off the pattern that we've seen for the last couple of years, more so than Drive My Car getting into Best Picture, I think we could very well see Hamaguchi honored here. The only question is, who should I have taken out? As you can no doubt tell, I took out Paul Thomas Anderson out. Really the reason being that I'm still not quite sure how much that backlash is gonna hurt him. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't at all, and I'm just overthinking things. But I have to kind of take it into consideration. So I feel that if there is one person who would get snubbed here, it most likely could be him. But if you do want to play it smarter, like I said, maybe you should take out Steven Spielberg. There's a chance, his nomination, his movie, I should say, doesn't always come with his nomination in director. So maybe he doesn't get in here, and you can keep Paul in there. Or if you're feeling a little bit braver, maybe Kenneth Branagh. I heard somebody say that He's the most likely to get snubbed in this category, so if you want to take that road, there's also that for you. For me, I think this is a solid lineup. I don't mind this lineup at all. And on another note, let's say that the voters are already thinking, well, we're probably going to honor Paul in writing, right? If he's already set with his Oscar there, why not then open this one up to someone who might not have gotten nominated otherwise? So that's what I have. That's my train of thinking for this category. For actor, my nominees are Benedict Cumberbatch for The Power of the Dog, Peter Dinklage for Cyrano, Andrew Garfield for Tick, Tick, Boom, Will Smith for King Richard, Denzel Washington for The Tragedy of Macbeth. Yes, I am playing it safe here. Would I like to see a surprise like Nicolas Cage get in? Heck yeah, I would, but while he's doing well critic side of things, he's just really not getting in anywhere where it really, really matters. So I'm gonna play it safe here. I'm pretty sure this is everybody's top 5. I mean, maybe somebody snuck in somebody else in there. I'm not quite sure. This is the one that I've seen everywhere. So playing it safe here, nothing too crazy. For Best Actress, my nominees are Jessica Chastain for The Eyes of Tammy Faye, Olivia Colman for The Lost Daughter, Lady Gaga for House of Gucci, Nicole Kidman for Being the Ricardos, Kristen Stewart for Spencer. Once again, playing it safe here, nothing crazy. Again, I think this is everybody's top 5. Last month, I did kind of dabble with the idea of maybe taking somebody out and putting Alana Haim in here instead. And if you had asked me last month, I probably would have picked out Nicole Kidman and put her in, and well, all that happened, and now she's basically your front runner. So yeah, don't do that. Do whatever you do, don't take her out. But yeah, I maybe I could see Alana Haim kicking somebody out of here, but I'm not quite sure of who it would be. So again, playing it safe. I know this is everybody's top 5, but it's everybody's top 5 for a reason, right? For supporting actor, my nominees are Bradley Cooper for Licorice Pizza, Ciarán Hinds for Belfast, Troy Kotsur for Coda, Jared Leto for House of Gucci, Cody Smith-McPhee for The Power of the Dog. Okay, so yeah, Bradley Cooper, man, he's definitely the one that I've been back and forth this entire time. I started out with him in the predictions. I took him off before going, no, definitely, maybe he can still get in. Then I saw the movie. I'm like, yeah, he's really only in it for a tiny little amount. So, but he's getting in. He's getting in. So it just wouldn't be surprising. So I can't bet against him. I think he's way too liked in Hollywood to not consider him for the nomination. So there's that one. The more riskier one, I think, is Jared Leto. Well, I know the industry is loving House of Gucci. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence here because we saw things like The Little Things last year with Jared Leto, where he was getting the nominations, but then when it came time for the Oscars, he just didn't get in. So could that also be the case here? But I don't think the industry liked The Little Things as much as they are really liking House of Gucci. So I think there's a little bit of a stronger push here. Personally, I would like to see an upset. I'd rather see, I don't know, like Jason Isaacs get in, or heck, if we go Mike Feist or Robin De Jesus, I would rather see them here. But since this is my final predictions, I'm gonna play a little bit safer from what I see, and I'm gonna go Jared Leto. That's what I have for you guys here. For Best Supporting Actress, my nominations are Catriona Balfe for Belfast, Ariana DeBose for West Side Story, Kristen Dunst for The Power of the Dog, Anjanou Ellis for King Richard, Ruth Negga for Passing. I am sad because I really, really want Ann Dowd to get nominated. How am I in the timeline where both Jason Isaacs and Ann Dowd don't get nominated for those fucking amazing performances? But the thing is, if I were to include them, who the fuck would I kick out? I mean, I have my own personal reasons, but I don't want to diminish anybody's performance because I do think this is all really top tier acting here. And again, this is why I argue where I really don't think you should just narrow it down to like 5 nominations. Like if you have 6 amazing performances, just fucking nominate 6, right? I've always been against that, so that's just me. It's 5 though, so here are my 5. And I think this is pretty much everybody's top 5 as well. So once again, not doing anything too crazy here. For original screenplay, my nominations are Being the Ricardos, Belfast, Don't Look Up, Licorice Pizza, Mass. Yeah, I guess pretty straightforward. Maybe Mass might be your one that you don't have on your predictions. And again, it just doesn't seem like anybody in the industry's fucking seen Mass, which is a huge shame. So there's that. You might swap it out for something else, but I'm hopeful it gets in. At the very least, get in here, right? I know it's not going to win, but at least get in for something. For adapted screenplay, my nominations are Coda, Drive My Car, Dune, The Lost Daughter, The Power of the Dog. Straightforward. Once again, you could probably maybe swap out 1 or 2 things, but I think this is pretty much a safe bet. Maybe Drive My Car is the odd one out. Apart from this, I think I see a lot of people with these top 5. So once again, not breaking the mold or anything, but I want to get these right. So I'm going to play it a little bit safer with this video. For film editing, my nominations are Belfast, Dune, The Power of the Dog, Tick, Tick, Boom, West Side Story. Yes, pretty much, again, nothing too crazy. Maybe Tick, Tick, Boom. What was it? I know I was seeing other film editing predictions, and they had, I think it was Belfast. I think they had Belfast in there instead. Sure, I guess that would be a pretty good prediction as well. I don't know, just to me, especially when you have a musical, you need a lot of fast cuts and edits and things like that. So to me, like, you think of musicals, you think of editing, unless it's done crappy, but Tick, Tick, Boom definitely wasn't. I think that should definitely get in. But again, you don't know if Belfast really is that best picture, like the one that everyone's going to be going for best picture, then I could see why you would want to put it for editing as well. For production design, my nominees are Dune, The French Dispatch, Nightmare Alley, The Tragedy of Macbeth, West Side Story. I think we're pretty much set here. Nothing too crazy. The French Dispatch, not dead. In fact, I think it's actually gained some traction lately. I know back when I was first predicting them, a couple of people were like, French Dispatch, get that shit out of here. But no, I think a lot of people still really seem to be enjoying it and actually discovering it for the first time. So I think it has some strong legs to still stand on. And you'll definitely see it in some other predictions here. For cinematography, my nominations are Dune, Nightmare Alley, The Power of the Dog, The Tragedy of Macbeth, West Side Story. Once again, pretty much a done deal. You would think French Dispatch would be in here, right? But I don't know. I think if I'm to take a guess, I think Nightmare Alley is the one that's going to knock it out of there. But I could be wrong. If you have French Dispatch in cinematography, I completely understand. Good Lord, just looking at the trailers and the shots and everything, it's really impressive. So if you want to swap one of these out for that one, completely makes sense to me. For costume design, my nominations are Cruella, Cyrano, Dune, House of Gucci, West Side Story. I think this is pretty much the same as it's always been. I did put Cyrano in here. I think especially with the film just coming out to more general audiences, I think now it's going to be a little bit fresher in people's mind, and so maybe could sneak in a couple of nominations that way. I don't know for sure. I personally haven't seen it yet, and everything I've heard through the grapevine is that it's a fine film. So we'll see. But yeah, I could see it getting in for costume. Why not? For makeup and hairstyling, my nominations are Coming to America, Cruella, Dune, The Eyes of Tammy Faye, House of Gucci. The only one you'll see in here that is new for me is Coming to America. I wasn't 100% sure. I didn't see it, so I didn't see any of the makeup involved, but a lot of people, and I mean a lot of people, seem to be very sure it's getting in, to the point that, yeah, I followed suit. If everybody is saying it's getting in, then I can't say it's not, unless I can prove otherwise, so... Which I can't, so it's in. Animated feature film. My predictions are Encanto, Flea, Luca, The Mitchells versus the Machines, Raya and the Last Dragon. Yeah, no surprise here. I think this is everybody's top 5. It's been my top 5 since almost the beginning. I might have switched it out here or there once or twice, but this has been pretty much the lineup for as long as I can remember. For documentary feature, my nominations are Ascension, Flea, Procession, The Rescue, Summer of Soul. I still think Summer of Soul has a really good chance of getting snubbed here. And it's really sad to think, but I mean, look at the past couple of years. This curse with documentary is very much real, and you can really see it happening with Summer of Soul. I really hope not. I really hope not. I hope it gets in. But if you want to make the smarter choice, I would say go with something else. Yeah, if you're trying to get it right, because I have a very strong feeling that it might not get in, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to not predict it. Because then if it does get in, I'm going to feel like an asshole. No. But really, it does deserve the nomination. And so I'm going to be pushing for it for as long as I possibly can. For international feature film, my nominations are Drive My Car, Flee, The Hand of God, A Hero, The Worst Person in the World. Another one that is really no surprise. This is everybody's top 5. Yeah, nothing really more to say about it. For original score, my nominees are Dune, Encanto, The French Dispatch, The Power of the Dog, Spencer. Yeah, I threw Encanto in here. I've been seeing it doing a lot better, especially in the critic side of things, but really what brought my mind to it is that it did get in at the Golden Globes, so it makes me think that maybe it gets pushed for the Oscar as well. I'm not 100% confident on it, and if you have something else, I completely understand. I think Don't Look Up is another strong contender. You want to throw that one in there? Cool, I get it, I understand, but I don't know, I kind of, I'm just going to go this route. And predict it here. For original song, my nominees are Be Alive from King Richard, Dos Oruguitas from Encanto, Guns Go Bang from The Harder They Fall, Just Look Up from Don't Look Up, and No Time to Die from No Time to Die. Yes, I know I've been pushing on So We May Start for the longest goddamn time, only to chicken out at the last goddamn minute. You know what? If the reason for it is because Guns Go Bang just got this breath of life into it, and a lot of people really started liking it and started predicting it, and I really like that song as well. I mean, just kind of re-listening to these songs over and over, I realized, man, that's a really good song. I really like it. I would really like for it to get nominated. So much that I think So We May Start has started kind of getting pushed off a little bit to the side. I would still love it to get in. In fact, if I really could just have my pick, I would probably take out Just Look Up with So We May Start. I know a lot of people really like Just Look Up. I personally don't feel any one way about it, so that would be me personally. But yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I think Just Look Up is too popular, and a lot of people really enjoying it and predicting it. So I am gonna do that too. For sound, my predictions are Belfast, Dune, No Time to Die, The Power of the Dog, West Side Story, and no Spider-Man. I know a lot of people are like, Spider-Man's getting into sound. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not convinced. I'm personally not convinced. If it gets in, cool. I'm not gonna be angry about it getting in. I'm personally not convinced. So take that for what it's worth. This is my top 5. For visual effects, my nominees are Dune, Godzilla vs. Kong, The Matrix Resurrections, No Time to Die, Spider-Man No Way Home. I know I had the conversation with a couple of you that you were like, hey, what did you think about Spider-Man for visual effects? And then I said, I personally wouldn't go for it just because I didn't think the effects were that amazing. And I stand by that in terms of the effects really weren't amazing. There are times I was looking at that, I'm like, good Lord, what am I looking at, a PlayStation game? I'm just like, okay, but I seem to be in the minority on that one. A lot more people are predicting it, and it's even in the critic side of things. It's getting in. It's starting to get in a lot more now. So out of all the Marvel ones, it's the one that probably annoyed me the least. Let's just go with that, right? So I'm gonna choose that one. I know some people probably have like this one and Shang-Chi or this one in Eternals, and oh my god, in the CG and those other ones just were fucking annoying. I can they get in? Sure, yes, but let's just leave it with Spider-Man, okay? Let's just leave it with Spider-Man. For animated short, my predictions are Angakusajajujuk, The Shaman's Apprentice. Holy crap, I'm sure I butchered that, but I tried. Namu. Robin, Us Again, The Windshield Wiper. Okay, I know not a lot of people are predicting Shaman's Apprentice, but you know, the whole like claymation type thing, or the I don't know if that's the right technical term for it, but those type of films get nominated a lot at the Oscars. Like, the Oscars are fucking suckers for that type. What was it? I think last year everyone was saying, oh, Cruise is definitely getting in. It's getting in everywhere. And then the Oscars went for the Shaun the Sheep that also has that kind of claymation style. So they fucking love that sort of shit. So I'm predicting it here. I told myself last year, nope, I'm not making that mistake ever again. If I see claymation, it's going in there. So that's what I'm doing there. Though, to be completely honest, I haven't seen the short, so I've only seen stills, so maybe I'm completely wrong about its style. So there you go. The rest are really just of either what I've seen in what I've read about in the synopsis, or what I've seen other people nominating. So I really haven't seen hardly any of these shorts, so you're gonna have to excuse me. That includes the documentary and live action. I am going to be piggybacking off of other people's predictions. For documentary short, my nominees are Camp Confidential, America's Secret Nazis, Lead Me Home, The Queen of Basketball, 3 Songs for Benazir, When We Were Bullies. Once again, just going off of what I've read in the synopsis and what other people are predicting. Although I will mention, I think Lead Me Home was on the bottom of a lot of people's predictions, and it sounds so interesting and very, very important to the world today about like homeless people and finding homes for them, things like that. From what I understand from the synopsis, I apologize if I'm wrong on that end, but man, I gotta see it just because I don't know why it's on the bottom of a lot of people's lists. So I didn't want to do that. It struck too much of a chord for me to knock it off completely. And finally, for live action short, my nominees are Censor of Dreams, The Long Goodbye, Television, When the Sun Sets, You're Dead, Helen. And this has always been my weakest subject. So again, this is really just going off of what other people are predicting. With, again, a couple of synopses that I thought were interesting that I wanted to include here. That way I'm not completely mirroring everybody else. But that's what I have for you here. And that is all I have for you guys for my predictions video on what's going to get nominated. Yeah, I know I wasn't as animated in this video as I was in my previous ones. A lot of that has to do with my passion for telling you guys what I think is going to win versus what I don't think is going to win. And that's really where my passion really comes into play. But because this was just a predictions on what is going to get nominated, I wanted to kind of just stay focused on that and moving on with each category. But my last one will definitely be a lot more spiritual, definitely. What's next? Well, we have the actual nominations on the 8th of this month. So you will definitely be seeing a reactions video from me. Now, because these take a while to edit and I work, you might not see that video until the day after the nominations are presented. Or at worst, the day after that. But it is coming and they will be fresh reactions. You'll see my reactions just as I'm hearing them, so that will be coming. And then, of course, there is my final predictions video. I am going to be doing my Road to the Oscars videos, and if you don't know what that is or are not watching my Road to the Anime Awards that are currently airing, what that is that I take every film that got nominated for Best Picture this year, and I do one review each day leading up to my final predictions, and then the ceremony itself, my reaction to the ceremony. So you're going to see a little bit of a longer wait time between this predictions video and the last predictions video. But please be patient. It is coming. I am very busy during this time of year with all the videos I'm doing. And again, as I just said, I work. So they will come out. I promise you that. Yeah, thank you guys so much for all the support you've been giving me. I love the comments and the thoughts that are going into that area below. I love discussing films. So when you guys comment and I can engage off you or do reactions off you and things like that, that's a lot of fun to me. So yeah, please give me your thoughts in the comments down below. I really like seeing that stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much it for me today. Until next time, guys, please stay safe out there. And of course, have a good one.